Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're diving deep into the leaders of South Africa during apartheid. From 1961 to 1994, this was a really tough time in South Africa, a time of segregation and oppression. We're going to learn about the men who led the country during this difficult period. Get ready for some surprising stories, some sad, some shocking, about the men who thought separating people by skin color was a good idea.
First up is Charles Robberts Swart, the guy who kicked off the whole apartheid presidency thing. Swart was in charge when South Africa became a republic in 1961. He and his National Party friends were so committed to segregation in a bad way that the rest of the world started to notice and disapprove. These guys were determined to keep South Africa segregated no matter what.
Next we have Theophilus Ebenhaezer Dönges. Try saying that 3 times fast. Dönges took over after Swart, and his presidency was pretty uneventful. He was like a substitute teacher. Everyone knew he wasn't really in charge. But even a temporary leader couldn't escape the problems of apartheid. Now, for a quick look at Jozua François Naudé, who was acting president for a short time. In the big picture of apartheid presidents, Naudé wasn't around long enough to do much of anything.
Okay, back to the main players. Here's Jacobus Johannes Fouché, who thought it was a great idea to strengthen apartheid even when everyone else was saying it was wrong. Fouché believed in separate development, the idea that black and white people could live peacefully if they were totally separated. Not surprisingly, the world really didn't like Fouché's policies.
Next is Nicolaas Diederichs, the president who tried to fix the economy while ignoring the social problems. Diederichs realized that international sanctions were hurting South Africa. So he tried to boost the economy, thinking that if everyone was rich, they'd forget about apartheid. Spoiler alert, it didn't work.
Now for John Vorster, this guy went from being the powerful prime minister to being a less important president. Vorster's time as president was short and not very memorable. He didn't change much. And the award for most forgettable apartheid president goes to Marais Viljoen. He was like a piece of furniture in the presidential office, always there, but no one really noticed him. He didn't do anything very important.
Let's talk about Peter Willem Botha, or PW for short. He created something called the Tri-Cameral Parliament, which sounds inclusive, right? But it left out black South Africans, the very people who suffered the most under apartheid. Botha's reforms didn't really fix anything.
Finally, we have Frederick Willem de Klerk, the man who ended apartheid. Some people call him a hero for dismantling this terrible system. But remember, de Klerk was part of that same system for a long time.
Thanks for joining me on this journey through South Africa's apartheid-era leaders. We've learned about a dark time in history, a time we should never forget. Let's learn from the past, celebrate the progress we've made, and build a better future where everyone is treated with respect.